welcome to CSEMA. In this video, we are going to cover all the quizzes from quiz 0 to quiz 12, all the problems and their answers. Just answer, no any explanations within the no time. So let's start, and if you are not subscribed to CSEMA, please do subscribe.
Assignment 0. Solar energy incidented on the earth each year is sufficient to meet the energy needs of the world for the year as of today. True. All batteries are the clean sources of energy. False. New cars pollutes as much as a car from half a century ago. False. Wind energy is available equally all over the world. False. By traveling in cars with windmills attached, we can generate energy and solve the energy crisis. False. The temperature of the sea changes with depth. True. The temperature of the atmosphere changes with altitude. True. An internal combustion engine is an energy conversion device. True. In general, aeroplanes are able to travel more efficiently at greater altitudes. True. Seas are equally turbulent at all depths. False. Assignment first. In modern cities, most people are carrying solar powered devices. False. In 1980s, most people carried portable energy devices. False. Laser uses for surgery are often on for only a very small fraction of a second at a time. True. Optical microscopes have the resolution in the range of microns. True. Artificial pacemaker typically use lead acid batteries. False. Household bulbs use power in the range of watt. True. At the present rate of the usage of energy, without changing the source of energy, it is likely that the amount of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will double in less than 100 years. True. Large fraction of the energy used by the world comes from the fossil fuel. True. Modern wells have been around for less than the 200 years. True. The price of the car also takes into the account the time and the effort that went into creating it in nature. False. Assignment 2. Increases in the GDP appears linked to the increase in the energy usage. True. Hydrogen power combustion to nearly half of the world energy requirements. False. Biomass constitutes a significant fraction of the renewable energy resources. True. Nuclear power supports a very small fraction of the world's energy needs. True. Biomass implies burning of the wood or organic matters. True. Several small hydropower stations are better than one large hydropower stations of the same combined capacity from the perspectives of the environment impact. True. Per capita energy usage is approximately the same internally. False. The transportation sector uses the most amount of the energy from the various sectors. False. The industrial sector uses the significant amount of the energy for process heating. True. China and India represent a scope for significant growth of the automotive sales. True. Assignment 3. There is a close link between GDP of the state and the power consumed by the state. True. The CO2 in the atmosphere has been steadily decreasing in the past 60 years. No. False. There is a strong need to change the energy of source of an energy used by the world. True. Ice cores contain air that was trapped by the ice. The year the ice was formed, and the hence can tell us the composition of the atmosphere, the function of me. True. The size of the planet decides how much energy from the sun reaches the planet given a fixed orbit. True. Energy used by the mankind for the entire year reaches the surface of the earth from the sun is the course of 1 month. False. A hypothetical dyson sphere will capture all the energy from the sun coming to the orbit of the earth. True. A greater fraction of the sunlight that reaches the surface of the earth falls on water. True. Intensity of the radiation received from the sun is the same regardless of the distance from the sun. False. Assignment 4. The solar spectrum ranges from violet to red. False. A black body absorbs radiation incident on it. True. As the temperature of the body increases, the intensity of the radiation coming from the body increases. True. As the temperature of the body increases, the wavelength at which the maximum intensity occurs increases. False. Humans and animals gives out the infrared radiations. True. A flat collector typically does not need to track the sun across seasons since it's flat. True. A glass plate is used on the top of the flat collector in order to prevent air radiation from coming in. False. In order to heat air, it is important to increase the area of the contact between the air and the surface gathering the heat. True. Solar concentrators can help reach the temperature of the water above 100 degrees centigrade. True. A parabolic disc concentrator typically does not need tracking because it's curved in all directions. False. Assignment 5. Metals are usually transparent because of their lack of the band gap. False. Larger the band gap, the more insulating the material. True. The highest occupied energy levels in the metal at 0 Kelvin is the Fermi energy level. True. For intrinsic semiconductor, the Fermi energy is the halfway between the valence band and the conduction band. True. Fermi energy represents the chemical potential of the electron. True. There is more energy in the visible part of the solar spectrum related to the higher part of the spectrum. False. Direct bandgap semiconductor are better suited for the solar cells application than indirect bandgap semiconductor. True. The space charge region in the PN junction is also referred to as the concentration region due to the buildup of charges there. False. The space charges region is always of equal width of the either side of the PN junction. False. Amorphous silicon is typically made using the Kijowski process. False. Assignment 6. A PN junction helps establish an electron-hole pair. True. The charge density as a function of the position is constant across a PN junction. False. During forward bias, the space charge region decreases in the width. True. During the reverse bias, the N side of the PN junctions alone is affected by the applied potential. False. Without external load, when exposed to sunlight, the PN junction is forward bias. True. Recombination does not occur in the solar cells. False. The maximum power point of a solar cells occurs at open circuit voltage. False. The fill factor of the newly manufactured solar is 1. False. The maximum power point of the solar cells may vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. True. The Shockley quotient limit suggests that the single junction solar cell has the efficiency that can be reached 100% when the sun is overhead. False. Assignment 7. During the photocatalysis to the split water, hydrogen and the oxygens form in the same chambers. True. Photoelectrochemical reactions involve the water flow of electrons in an external circuit. True. A necessary condition for the single material to serve as a photocatalyst for the splitting of water into its band gap should be greater than the potential window corresponding to the electrolysis of water. True. The band gap of the single material photocatalyst being greater than the potential window corresponding to the electrolysis of the water is sufficient condition for it to be used for the electrolysis of water. False. Band gap of a semiconductor material can be charged by the changing their particle size. True. Harnessing wind energy is the indirect way of the harnessing solar energy. True. Windmills can cause sound pollution locally. True. Horizontal axis wind turbines captures energy throughout the process of rotation of the turbines. True. Vertical axis wind turbines do not need to be oriented with respect to the wind direction. True. Power available in the wind increases at the square of the velocity of the wind. False. Assignment 8. All the energy available in the wind can be captured using the wind turbine when the wind velocity is unaffected by the presence of the turbine. False. Practical efficiencies obtained using the windmills is approximately 10% to 30%. True. Wade's limit represents the minimum efficiency that windmills must have to be commercially successful. False. The wind velocity at the windmill is the average of the velocities well before and well after the windmills. True. Modern windmills uses the blades made of the concrete. False. Generators uses permanent magnets and the copper wires. True. The blades of the windmills experience cyclic loading and the hence must have the excellent fatigue properties. True. It is important for the windmill blades to be stiff. True. In drag type of the wind turbines, the tip's speed ratio can be greater than 1. False. Two blades horizontal axis wind turbines experience uneven forces due to the presence of the tower. True. Assignment 9. Temperature deep inside the ocean is relatively unchanged by the time of the day. True. The difference in the temperature that is being tapped using the OTEC system is the order of the 120 degrees centigrade. False. OTEC based systems are low in efficiency but can be abundant tapped. True. There is a boundary between mixed up water at the top of the oceans and the undistributed water deep inside the ocean. True. Cool water from deep inside the oceans can be directly used for the air conditioning. True. Low boiling point liquids can be used in the closed cycle to run turbines using the temperature difference between warm and cold seawater. True. Geothermal systems try to tap the solar energy trapped by the earth. False. Composition of the earth can be determined in the part from information on the how earthquake waves travels through the earth. True. Biomass is non-renewable since it involves burning of woods. False. Use of biomass represents the captures in the release of the same amount of carbon and heat is considered safe for the environment. True. Assignment 10. Batteries that have the same voltage uses the same reactants internally. False. Batteries helps in the moderating the difference between the demand and supply across the day by storing and releasing energy as required. True. Primary batteries can be recharged several hundred times typically. False. Electrolysis must have the good electronic conductivity in order to complete the circuit and enable the battery to function. False. The electrode reactions that occurs during the discharge are the reversed during recharging in the secondary battery. True. In the standard electrochemical series, the potential corresponding to the hydrogen electrode is set to 0 voltage orbital. True. Lithium metal was used as the anode in early versions of the rechargeable lithium based batteries. True. When batteries of the different capacities and size are each discharged from their fully charged state using the C5 rate, they take the same amount of time to discharge. True. Charging at 6C rate means a fully discharged battery will be charged in 10 minutes. If a cell has an open circuit voltage of the 1.5 voltage and 6 of these are connected in the parallel, the open circuit voltage of the battery is 1.5 voltage. Assignment 11. Fuel cells are the energy storage devices. False. An SOFC operates at the approximately 70 degrees centigrade. False. FEFC uses the gases as reactants. True. Partially oxidation is used for the reforming fuels in the exothermic process. True. Flow fields are necessary to distribute reactants across the active area of the fuel cells. True. Under the constant current mode of operation, the degradation of the fuel cell may expressed in the microampere per hour. False. Two fuel cells each operating at the 0.5 voltage, 0.5 ampere per centimeter square are connected in series. The area of each of these cells is the 30 centimeter square. The voltage of the stack is 1.2 voltage. The power from the stack is 18 voltage. Assignment 12. Gas diffusion layers enables reactants from the channel areas to reach land areas. True. Gaskets form an essential part of the fuel built to prevent overboard leaks. True. Capacitor stores energy using ions. False. Supercapacitors have the infinite cycle life. False. Energy stored in the flywheels increases as the cube of the angular velocity. False. Magneto-hydrodynamic power generations uses the plasma state of the matter. True. A capacitor has the capacity of 1.2 microfarad and is subject to the voltage of 0.8 voltage, then 0.96 and 2.4. A flywheel has its moment of inertia tripled and its angular velocity doubled. The energy stored in it increases by the factor of 12, and assuming it is the solid cylinder, it should be made thinner by a factor of 3 to regain to its.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video.